Once you get to the last layer, there are a few pretty straightforward things that you can do to help improve the speed of your last layer. Improving your last layer in your one-handed solves isn't a complicated process, but it is a time-consuming one. Because you're turning slower in one-handed solves as compared to two-handed solves, recognition should be a fair bit easier, and therefore your focus should be all on execution. Essentially, I think you should drill your algorithms and your finger tricks until you're satisfied with each and every one of your OLLs and PLLs. If you're not satisfied or comfortable with the speed at which you're executing a particular algorithm for a particular case, either learn a new algorithm or try out different finger tricks. I do want to mention though that one-handed finger tricks are a fairly unique thing, so what works for me and other solvers may not work for you depending on the size of your hands and that sort of thing and your general turning style. So yeah, many people use subtly different finger tricks for different algorithms. The one thing that is super useful and will help speed you up are to learn one-handed PLLs and potentially OLL algorithms. So the two-handed algorithms that you previously learnt for PLL and OLL are not necessarily optimized for one-handed turning. So there are heaps of algorithms out there which are specifically designed for use in one-handed solves. On CubeSkills we have a PLL algorithm PDF for one-handed solves. So I suggest you use that and other resources to help you find PLLs which better suit your turning, and then do the same thing with your OLLs, but definitely focus on the PLLs first. So here, for example, we have this Z permutation which requires the use of a lot of M moves if you're using one of the standard M-slice algorithms. But for one-handed solving, obviously M moves are a lot harder, so I would use the R and U one-handed algorithm, which goes like this. So R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U, R2, U prime, R prime. And so that's only using R and U moves, so it's a lot faster to execute than trying to do like M moves like that, or trying to do M moves with a table, because that does take quite a bit of practice as well. The one thing that you can try out is, putting your cube down on the table like this and doing the M moves as normal. And then the thing you'll need to, I guess, recognize with that is you do need to actually have a fairly firm grip of the cube and hold it down fairly firmly onto the table as well, so that it doesn't wobble or misalign. So you can potentially do M moves like that, but personally I don't do that. I stick to the R and U algorithms. The other thing to keep in mind is that because rotations around the y-axis are a fair bit harder using one hand as compared to two hands, then it's especially important that you don't do any y rotations before doing your PLL. So if you have this case, for example, or any other case where you have your PLL correctly aligned, but you're not in the right orientation, then what you should do is do the U move or U prime or U2, whatever you need to do to align it to the algorithm that you use, and then go ahead and execute. Like that. So when you're drilling algorithms in practice or when you're doing them in solves, you should try and turn as fast as possible to the extent where you're still confident and completely in control of the grip and the cube remains stable. So definitely don't spam moves and overdo it to the point where you're locking up heaps and heaps, because I've certainly seen that happen to many people.